a little or a lot. It can be an expensive night. The loot litter has an effect. That effect only goes so far because your teammates will encourage you one way or another. That'll either be friendly or friendly banter. 180. Oi, stop playing yourself. Let's get down the pub.
So Mark Gaudy, from one mark to another, you've grabbed me from the comfort of my home. We are now in a pub. Talk me through pub darts. What is pub darts?
Pub darts is fun. It's a fun night out to enjoy a sport that we all love.
And essentially, I mean, we're here, non-alcoholic drinks here. It's middle of the day, so we'll be mad otherwise. This is kind of what it's all about. Having a drink, meeting people, having a laugh. You get to know your team. We're in Bury St Edmunds. Obviously, you run or are part of a committee. What is your...
I'm League Secretary of the Stowmarket and District Friendly Darts League. That's a mouthful.
There you go. So Mark, is it just for men?
No, it's open to everyone.
Now let's talk youth, because obviously the loot litter effect has brought so much youth to the game. I certainly have turned up to my pub games now and all of a sudden they're full of ball, everyone's there.
Yeah. The loot litter has an effect, but unfortunately that effect only goes so far because a lot of our landlords have a no under 16 policy after a certain time.
I think it's probably a good thing though as well, because you think about the banter that happens within a pub, it's not always the best place for kids.
Pubs are adult places at night.
Which leads us perfectly into what's going to be our next episode. So our next episode, we're going to be taking a look at local competitions and we're going to be looking at local comps. Now this is a really good option for kids. So if you don't get into that pub league, going to something like a youth academy or going to local competitions is probably your best bet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have any volunteers that would like to chalk the board for?
I can't just turn up and play for a team, surely. I mean, you know, are there things like Facebook groups or anything to kind of get you involved? How do you know where to go?
If you're a new starter, it's looking on Facebook, putting out your feelers. Someone you know may know somebody else.
Let's say I've got my dad's old brass darts. Can I play with them?
Yes. If they're sharp enough to stay on the board and you can get on with them, you can play with them. You don't have to spend £100 on a brand new set of loot litters. You can spend £30 on a set of Evas.
£10?
£10 if you can find them.
I could be throwing darts at home and going, yeah, I'm playing really well. I turn up at the pub, I'm hitting 26s, right? Can I still play?
Yes, I encourage it. Because that 26 one day will turn into 180 4, 5, 6 weeks down the line because you're playing regular. And if you're able to practice at home, have a board set up like we've got here.
So I don't even need to practice at home. I could just turn up and play.
Within reason. You know, I'd like to see you throw a few darts before I said, yeah, come join my team. Throwing the dart at the dartboard and you're hitting the numbers, you're going to get a place in my team, win, lose or draw.
And that's what I found when I first started. I was like, I'm really nervous, I don't know if I should play. Maybe I could play a pairs game or something like that. And that's how they introduce you to help you feel a little bit more confident. It's sort of a staged intro, and as you get more confident, play more.
Exactly, and yes, you may not know the person you're playing with. You know, you start getting to know each other and it's just the encouragement, and your teammates will encourage you one way or another. That'll either be friendly or friendly banter.
I'm a complete new starter. You have dragged me out of the room. How much does it cost to get involved?
The cost of whatever you want to spend on a set of darts and a pint. And that is it. Plus, we do a pub card, which helps pay for food, and half goes to the food, half goes to the winner. It can be an expensive night. It can also be a cheap night. Especially if you win and your opponent decides they're going to buy you a little half, you know. That also helps.
Now you say your opponent buy you a half. That's something that's, I don't know if it's a British thing, but it's certainly something that I was not used to as soon as you come into darts. My opponent lost and said, would you like a drink? And I was like, thanks very much.
It's part of the friendly side of the darts. You're both competitors. Yes, you both want to win, but you accept defeat. Some occasions, it ends up being a pint. Depends who you know and how well you played.
How well you played. Okay, so I've come out of my room. I'm now at a pub team. They've said, yes, you can play. It doesn't cost me anything. I'm starting to play a bit. Now, I see some teams have uniforms.
Some teams do, some teams don't.
But you're not obliged to.
Not obliged to.
There's no uniform. You can just turn up, you can play, but some teams take it a bit more seriously.
It's when you progress from the pub darts to the Super League, which is a couple of steps away from you joining our team, to the county side where you have to wear your county shirt, black trousers, black shoes.
So I can play with any of my clothes, I can bring my own darts, I don't have to pay any money. That sounds really easily accessible.
If you like it, yes, I'm not going to say you're going to have to buy a pint. You can sit there and drink a glass of water. You do whatever's comfortable for you. But as long as you come and have a nice night, have a laugh, and come back next week and play again.
Can't wait to see you on YouTube.
Talk to me about the camaraderie of pub darts.
And over the period of time, the more you play, the more you get to meet new people. I've been playing in a league for 20 years now, and I've made some really good friends at that time.
One of the things that I quite like, it doesn't happen in every league, but you have your drinks if you've won or lost, doesn't always happen, but it's quite common to have food afterwards.
It is. The food is a bonus part of the darts. You know, it's not the be all and end all. We go out to play darts and have a laugh. If there's food, great.
How much do you have to travel?
A little or a lot. 25-minute travel, yeah, maximum. The local pub leagues won't be a massive distance.
You can play this game for relatively cheap.
Yep.
Having never played before, there are prizes for your team having won, for individuals for doing well. Good deal there.
Yep. I've been playing the league for 20 odd years. I keep coming back for more. I don't win every year. I can't win every year. I could if I was good enough. Then I probably wouldn't be playing in the Wednesday Friendly League. Most leagues, as far as I'm aware, you got singles, 501, and then when you get down to a finish, you have to finish on a double.
Or the ball.
Or the ball, which is double 25.
There we go. So what you're saying is typically 501 is your most common game that's always played, and that's fairly consistent through the leagues. What can you win at the end of the season?
Self-confidence. We give a truncheon to the team that finished bottom of the league. That's free. That doesn't cost anything for me. But there are winners and runners-up trophies for all the competitions that we have. And even the highest outshot, 170 is the highest you can finish on. Our current winner is hit 156.
What can you expect? Because obviously behind us here, we've got quite a nice setup. Now we're at Pot Black, which is actually like a snooker and pool hall here, but we call it a pub because they've still got their bar there, and it's one of the venues we have for the Berry League. Now here they've got a nice surround, they've got a nice ring light there, a couple of nice boards, but you don't always get that.
You don't always get it. We encourage at the start of each season that it is a decent playable board. You don't want us being used for 6-7 years. Maybe you could use it for this league. With the amount of times the treble 20 gets hit in our league, I can probably rotate it for probably 3 seasons and then change it after that. But the light is important. You do need a good light system. Some pubs you get a spotlight in the ceiling that shines down and you can barely see what you're doing.
But there's no obligation, unlike with some leagues. I think when you step up to Super League and County, they have sort of contractual obligations with the board. So it could be still a staple board, right?
Yeah, you can have, as long as it's in decent condition. There's plenty of boards out there for all budgets. What's going to look nice? You don't need to look nice, it just needs to be pliable for the season.
Any standard, you could get Joe Bloggs from the pub, or you could get one of the few professionals that turn up at our competitions. Massive variety in players and their attitudes when they're at comps. Come and have a watch. Just bring your darts with you, have a practice. If not, sit there and watch some quality darts for some quality local players and just see how it feels.
Now look, Mark, I'm thrilled to have had you here. We've had a really good chat about pub darts. You've grabbed me out of my room. I've learned about what I need to do. Now, Mark, is there any advice that you give to anyone who wants to get involved with pub darts?
Practice. Practice and practice. And enjoy your practice. You will get frustrated. It happens. But remember, the feeling that you get when you hit your first ever 180, nothing will ever change that.
So there we go, guys. You can beat absolutely anyone, any standard. You just need to get yourself to a pub, talk to people, get involved, and enjoy darts. That's what pub game's all about. Thanks very much, Mark.
No worries. Thank you.